and little by little, every day, just study some things about food.
Okay.
Because you're eating the wrong things and you're making yourself sick.
Okay.
Now, this is not causing Hashimoto's thyroiditis. You've been curing your thyroiditis, haven't you?
I have.
Tell us about that.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Tell us about curing your thyroiditis.
Okay. Well, when I checked in, and I've checked in, I think, for over a week now, and I never get that I have autoimmune disease. It's gone from my 12 bodies, and I never get that it's in me, personally. But when I do check in, I don't have any thyroid disease in my 12 higher bodies, but I do in me, and then I just continually remove it, and I ask where it's at. Like, it's always in my thyroid and my pineal gland. So I remove it from there. I just kind of chase it down each time, and it's been pretty consistent. It's in the thyroid and it's in the pineal. So I'm feeling very hopeful about that.
So you don't have physical symptoms anymore.
I still have some physical symptoms, but not as severe. It's less. I'm less fatigued. I think the exercising is helping, even though I was sure at the beginning when you said that would help. I thought no, because I know how I feel, but you were right. Exercising is helping, and that's just taking a walk during the day.
Right.
And working outside in my yard. Yeah, you know what? I really am less tired because, like, my husband and I have started going bowling on Tuesday night. And that would be something I wouldn't have done before because I would have been too tired.
Why, that's great.
Yeah.
That really is great. That
A
is
lot
great.
of energy. It is a good morning. There's no storms today.
Yeah, you were in the basement yesterday. You're not far from Joplin, right?
Right.
I was thinking, boy, I guess we're not making a movie tomorrow.
Yeah.
When you disappeared, I mean, when I called, you answered.
Yeah.
And then you disappeared, and I was scared. I really was scared.
It's like, wow, I don't have any cell phone service. It was weird. But all ended well. Nobody got hurt. So one guy was in his truck, and he got picked up and turned around and sat back down, but he didn't get hurt. His truck's pretty destroyed, but.
Well, now, okay, so tell me what you want to work on.
Okay, what I'd like to work on is fill the stuff around my digestive system and eat. I did a protein drink this morning, and I didn't have a spacey feeling, which I've had in the past, but I'm feeling really, really tired, like I could go back to bed right now and probably sleep for an hour is how I feel. A lot of times after I eat protein, I feel that way.
So you had a protein drink.
I did.
Is this supposedly a symptom of Hashimoto's thyroiditis?
I don't think so. I've never heard anybody say anything about that, or I've never read anything about it. When I test, I get it to my pancreas, and I've been working faithfully on my pancreas, on low self-esteem, and there was another issue. I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was over-concern. Oh, no, it wasn't that. It was not being in control of situations. That was under the pancreas. So I can work on those two things that I'm still not 100% yet on the pancreas.
Uh-huh.
So
a lot of people with conditions like Hashimoto's thyroiditis,
Uh-huh.
they get confused about their symptoms.
Yeah.
Because there are certain things that are just symptoms of bad diet.
True. Yeah.
Have you ever considered protein drink as bad diet?
No, I have not.
Bad diet is anything that you don't need and you shouldn't be eating.
Okay.
Good diet is what you need and should be eating.
Right.
I say as I take my collagen pill. I'm actually guzzling down supplements. It's out of focus, but I'm guzzling supplements as we speak.
I can't take a lot of supplements because I don't feel good afterwards. It's something I'm incorporating in, like my vitamin D levels are really low, my DHEA levels are real low. So I take supplements, but I have to take really small amounts. Otherwise,
No. See, here's the thing. Another thing that you might want to consider is that you go to a nutritionist, right?
Well, my naturopath.
You go to a naturopath. Okay.
Yeah.
And usually people like that, I mean, does your naturopath get signals on things? How does she know things work?
We test in the office. She doesn't test me. I do my own testing.
She doesn't do testing.
No.
So
she does say, this is what I think that you should take. Now you go ahead and test to see if it's good for you.
Right. So she makes these ideas up. She has thoughts and ideas in her head about these things. And if you go to an acupuncture doctor, you'll get completely different thoughts and ideas, right?
Okay.
And if you go to an MD, you'll get other ideas and thoughts and so on.
Very true.
And for that matter, the things I'm saying to you are actually, see, these things I'm saying to you are things that I tested. I asked God about these things.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you tested and got spiritual guidance, or that you're following a good thread. So you're kind of lost. You're at sea right now. You don't know where you are.
Right.
But actually, in a way, you want to know what your compass is? Your compass is that bad feeling that you've got.
Okay.
You know, like we have I wrote something a long time ago, and the title of it was Pay Attention to That Bad Feeling.
Makes sense.
So you're supposed to be paying attention. Like if you get sleepy when you take a protein drink, that needs to be the last protein drink you take.
All right. I guess then my question is, being a vegetarian who seldom, I'm basically a vegetarian, but I do eat chicken, organic. So I'm not getting a whole lot of protein, and I guess I was afraid.
Well, that's another thing. See, one thing that I have learned is that you can't eat things that you think you're supposed to eat. Now, this sounds exactly the opposite from what I just said, doesn't it?
Yes.
But I really try to never eat anything because I'm supposed to.
All right. Well, then that gives me a whole new way of looking at it and testing.
Because to me, it's a formula for making myself sick.
Okay.
To eat things like I'm supposed to eat.
Right.
Now, to go on, you have low vitamin D, we know that.
Yes.
So what you should do all, what are the food sources of vitamin D?
I don't know.
Well, that's the first thing you're supposed to know. See, the fact is, like, you're supposed to be doing a lot of research on your own about this stuff. Didn't I give you a website called World's Healthiest Foods a while back?
No. World's Healthiest Foods. I'll write it down. But no, we never talked about that.
I'll show it to you on the screen.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
help. See it?
Yep.
Now the people can't see it, but they heard the name, so.
Right.
And when you go on this website, if you go down here, it has a directory. See, it says tryptophan. If I click on tryptophan, what I get is an entire page on tryptophan, including sources. Get it?
Oh, nice. Okay.
So now if I go back, all I have to do is click on vitamin D. And the sources are salmon, sardines, shrimp, cow's milk, cod, shiitake mushrooms, and egg.
Okay.
And I can tell you from experience, it's really the egg white is the best source, not the yolk. The yolk is a good source, but the yolk has a lot of lecithin, so I've been laying off the yolk for a while.
All right.
Because I didn't need any more lecithin. This stuff is very, very complicated. Like the lecithin was doing something that was activating calcium and laying it down in my muscles and making me get cramps.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, my jaw started to disappear. And it was because I was overeating on an ice cream that was made with tofu. Tofu was one of the highest sources of lecithin.
I didn't know that either. Huh.
I mean, the stuff that you don't know would fill books, wouldn't it? I mean, you could fill gigantic volumes. So what I'm suggesting here is that you start taking baby steps forward and little by little every day just study some things about food.
Okay.
Because you're eating the wrong things and you're making yourself sick.
Okay.
Now, this is not causing Hashimoto's thyroiditis. You've been curing your thyroiditis, haven't you?
I have.
Tell us
And
about that.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Tell us about curing your thyroiditis.
Okay. Well, when I check in, and I've checked in, I think, for over a week now, and I never get that I have autoimmune disease. It's gone from my 12 bodies, and I never get that it's in me, personally. But when I do check in, I don't have any thyroid disease in my 12 higher bodies, but I do in me, and then I just continually remove it, and I ask where it's at. Like, it's always in my thyroid and my pineal gland. So I remove it from there. I just kind of chase it down each time, and it's been pretty consistent. It's in the thyroid and it's in the pineal. So I'm feeling very hopeful about that.
So you don't have physical symptoms anymore.
I still have some physical symptoms, but not as severe. It's less. I'm less fatigued. I think the exercising is helping, even though I was sure at the beginning when you said that would help. I thought no, because I know how I feel, but you were right. Exercising is helping, and that's just taking a walk during the day.
Right.
And working outside in my yard. Yeah, you know what? I really am less tired because, like, my husband and I have started going bowling on Tuesday night. And that would be something I wouldn't have done before because I would have been too tired.
Why, that's great.
Yeah.
That really is great. That
a
is
lot of
great.
energy.
So, you're headed for cured.
Yes, I am.
You know, with a lot of these diseases.
The nodules are gone.
What?
I'll be glad when my nodules are gone on my thyroid. And 2 of them. And they seem the same size, but I'm not having a lot of pain in my neck like I was before either.
All right, good. So
Yep.
perhaps they're shrinking.
Yeah.
And also, see, with a lot of these diseases, when you cure the disease, if you have like strong physical symptoms like the nodules,
Yeah.
that often they just sort of fade away.
Good.
But that's if you keep the
every
disease.
day I remove them. Does that make sense? I go in and I say I'm now removing my thyroid nodules from, and whatever, if they're in a body, I remove it, and then I remove it in me.
I don't think it's necessary. I think if you keep it out of your, you know, the non-physical bodies, that the physical body will simply adjust.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. Good deal. Also, my husband has been sick all week with a cold, and I haven't gotten sick at all. But I am pretty stable. I diligently, 3 times a day, I spend about 15 minutes, sometimes a half hour, just removing things. Like I just take time out and I sit down and I do the removals. And that's on top of doing a lesson every day. So, now what I was saying before was that my husband has been sick and with a cold, and I have not gotten sick, and I don't even get that I have a cold virus or anything in any of my 12 higher bodies or in me. But Lee had posted, well, why isn't he doing his removals? And I had asked him, and he said he keeps forgetting. He wants me to do it for him, but I've been so concentrating on myself that I haven't really worked on anybody else.
So it looks like it's a lot easier to cure herpes than it is to cure Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It's just easy to get.
Is that because it's a virus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. With Hashimoto's thyroiditis, I think there's a lot more going on. There's more. I get that I have a lot of yeast in my thyroid, so that's something I continually remove every day.
It's a DNA thing too.
Yeah.
Have you been taking it out of your DNA?
I have. Yep.
How's that been going?
That's going good. I like that part, the removing and installing new codes in the DNA. That makes me feel really in control. I like that part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm working on my organs, like let's say I'm working on my pancreas, and I just keep, like, for the low self-esteem, whenever I'm feeling like it's low, I just say I'm now bringing my self-esteem to max. So let's say there's an issue, something else. If, let's say I'm working on, what was the other one? Not feeling in control of situations. So do you just do the same verbiage? I'm just now raising my control level? Or
No. No, you have to find what's wrong. You have to get to the root of it.
Oh, okay.
Like, why don't you try testing some theories right now? Just, you know, what might be causing that? Just ask that question, like, to yourself and see what pops into your mind that might be causing that.
The first thing I thought of was the first time that I spent some time in the hospital when this whole thing started and my heart kept racing. So maybe a trauma?
Okay.
Oh, I get, yeah, there was a trauma involved in that. So I can go ahead and remove that.
Well, test this question. Did I start traumatizing myself then?
Yes.
Okay. What traumas you when you're in trauma, you're doing something to yourself or other people. Was it yourself, other people, or both? You know, test each one.
Okay. So traumatizing myself. So traumatizing others. I get that I was traumatizing others also.
What?
I got that I was traumatizing others also.
Okay.
So do I just remove, do I just say that I'm removing that?
I want you to do this. I want you to link your etheric body with all the people who you traumatized
Oh, okay.
with relation to this right now. And take the trauma out of them and see if that changes anything.
Okay. Well, I'm feeling very clear. Well, I get that I removed the trauma from them, but it's still in me. So I guess I need to do some more investigation.
Well,
with
you
me.
want to test when the trauma is gone from them. Like test right now, is the trauma gone from them?
I get yes. I was checking to see, I got yes on them, but no on me, so I was going through my body to see if it was in one of my bodies and I need to remove it. I get it's in my universal mental. I'm now removing the trauma from my universal mental. Okay, now it's gone. Well, that'll be interesting to see what happens now, if it improves anything with my diet. Because I wouldn't have thought about that being a trauma that was affecting my pancreas, which was affecting my digestion. So.
What emotion is the pancreas connected to?
What emotion? I don't know.
Well, you're supposed to know because there's a chart in the web comments that tells you.
Oh, I guess I didn't explore that.
You didn't explore enough. You're supposed to be exploring all through these lessons. See, you're an advanced student now. At the beginning, I would probably have shown you that on the screen, but you don't need to see it on the screen. You know what the score is. You're supposed to be on top of it.
That's right.
Now sit back and relax.
Oh, I was looking at the organ chart in the system.
Don't look it up now. It's not time to look up charts now. It's time to learn what you're supposed to be doing from me, and then when you get off the phone, you look up charts.
All right, I like to multitask.
It's just like the same thing for the people who are watching this. They're supposed to be learning what to do. You know, they're supposed to be learning to look up the chart. They're not supposed to be shown the chart and we explain everything to them, because then they'll never get it. Let's go back to the very beginning of this call, which I didn't film.
Okay.
And the thing I said to you, if you remember, I said, if somebody is helping you fix your computer,
Right.
Do not let them touch your computer.
Yeah.
And see, that's the same with this as it is with the computer. That's a parable, but you have to do this with everything. I am not supposed to be curing you. I am supposed to be, and I'm not supposed to be showing you charts and doing things for you. And when you help people with this, you're not supposed to be doing anything for them.
Right. Oh, I get that.
Yeah, other than telling them, watch the movie, get signals, come to the meeting, okay. And then sometimes, yeah, sometimes you can look at a chart with them or something.
Right.
You know, or if you're at your house and you're like working on a lesson, you can work on a lesson together, you know. You can both look at the lesson and the computer together and help each other with it. See, people don't understand their friends are supposed to be helping them with this. They think they're supposed to be helping their friends. Your friends, your daughter's supposed to help you cure your Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which means she needs to become an expert.
Yeah.
That's what she's supposed to do. And then she's supposed to cure whatever dysfunctions she has that interfere with her curing you. And that means she should probably join the cure team and come to the meeting tomorrow.
She should.
You know, except she's working, but maybe she should tell her boss she wants to take a half-hour break and sit on, you know, on Skype and be in the meeting, or we could call her on the phone or something. She could just explain to her boss that she has her mother is having a health crisis and she needs to help. People understand that.
They do.
You know, everybody's supposed to join in here. That's the way it's supposed to be. The whole world is supposed to align with you curing your Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Everybody on earth is supposed to want that. What'd you say?
I said I like that. It's all about me.
Yeah, me too, you know. Because if they align with you, then they'll align with me and with each other.
Right.
And then we'll all have to work a lot less hard.
Exactly.
Yeah. So back to, okay, the pancreas is self-esteem. And when you took all those people down with trauma, you hurt your self-esteem.
Okay.
Like anytime you hurt somebody else, you're hurting yourself.
Right.
Now, to get back to the vitamin D thing we were talking about, if you notice, every last source of vitamin D is a fish.
I noticed that. I don't like fish.
Well, you better start liking it. You know, because that's what you're supposed to be eating. I'll tell you from experience that I'm getting a lot of vitamin D from eating salmon, cod, and another one is, it's not on here, but it does list it somewhere else as haddock.
Okay.
Which is, they call it turbo where I buy it. And these fish they're good. There's a lot of other ones, like in sushi bars. Hamachi has a lot of vitamin D. Mackerel, king mackerel, they have good vitamin D. So eat fish, because when you eat vitamin pills, what's happening to you is that you're not absorbing. See, that's the thing. I had to get onto that, because I was taking these 10,000 IU pills of vitamin D, but I never got the vitamin D till I just ate some fish for lunch, and boy, I just slept like all afternoon.
Wow.
It just totally like relaxed me. And it wasn't like you're tired from the protein, it was like a really good feeling.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. And when I woke up, all those pains in my legs and thumb and toes were all gone.
Wow.
Because your body repairs itself when you're sleeping. Sleep is good for you because you repair stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I know that when I was pregnant with my daughter, Amanda, I was a vegan and I didn't eat any eggs. And after I had her, I craved eggs, and so I started eating eggs, and then I felt so much better. So there must have been something in the eggs that I needed.
Right. drop the vegan thing.
Okay.
You know, just lose the vegan thing. It's not working. And another thing, as far as your nutritionist goes, you don't have to stop going to your nutritionist, but what you do need to do is get some other sources and some other perspectives as well, like the one you're getting with me now. And I think, anyway, now this is just a, why test that? Are there other perspectives that that would help you?
Yeah.
Okay, so now God told you, so it's not just me anymore. I try to rely on God because people don't listen to me. So I'm going to go, let me just go back to the hub and I want to show you something. Okay? What I'm going to show you is actually in the cancer lesson.
Okay.
But see, that's the reason, like, people don't understand this. They're trying to look up their disease on here. Like if somebody has ankylosing spondylitis, they write to me and they say, what do you have on ankylosing spondylitis, you know? And I tell them, well, gee, we have a woman who cured it. You know, you could talk to her or just read what she wrote and or watch her movies, you know, and they go, okay, you know, but they don't realize they're supposed to learn everything in this college.
Right.
You know, now you see, you know that, so it's nice to make movies with you because you know that. And so now we're going to find something here that's particularly relevant to you.
Okay.
And it's, I'm going to show this page now in the movie. See, this is the Cure Cancer Skill 1, the second application of Skill 1. And over here, it's all these lessons. See, it's a directory of lessons. It's for people who are not familiar with the college. And on this directory, there's a link, and it says, we also recommend that you, and there's a whole list of things to test. And so now what I'm going to do, see, the list is over here, and you can see what they are. But now I'm going to go back to your face so that we can be entertained while we test by your beautiful face, instead of trying to look at this dry list of stuff which nobody can read anyway in a movie. But I'm going to say, test the first one.
Allopathic medicine.
I'll tell you what, don't look at them. Just, you know, just test them without looking at them. But
Okay.
What'd you get on allopathic medicine?
Yes.
Okay, now test the next one.
Acupuncture. Yes.
Okay, are you doing acupuncture yet?
I tried it at the beginning, and then I ended up, I felt a little bit better, but I couldn't afford to do the naturopath and my medical doctor and acupuncture, and so I just stuck with the naturopath.
Okay.
But I have been feeling that feeling like I should go see an acupuncturist again.
Okay, we should actually remember this somehow. If you have to, I think you should tweet about this later, okay?
Okay, I will.
And tweet the list of things that you got to do. Okay. Okay, the next one, test the next one without looking at it.
Okay.
What do you get? Take those things out of your hands.
I had a pen in my hand. I get no.
Okay, next one.
Chelation therapy.
Don't look at it. What you're doing, see, I'm afraid you're biasing yourself.
Oh, by looking at it. Okay.
Maybe you should just close your eyes for a minute and just blind test these things. Let God tell you. But anyway, now you looked, chelation therapy, so...
I got a yes.
Okay. This one.
So, sorry about that. I had my cell phone there. I forgot to turn it off. The next one, I get yes.
Okay, that's asiac.
What's that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It may be raw foods or something. Okay, next one.
No.
Okay, next one.
No.
Okay. You're getting good tests on these because some of these things are just too specific for cancer.
Oh.
Next one.
Yes.
All right, you are getting good tests. Okay, this one is juice or other fast. So what we're getting here, by the way, a SIAC is probably things like raw foods, and what you're getting is that you're probably going to speed up, and this was my theory anyway. I just have to give myself a little credit, but God is telling you that I'm right. You know, I never told you what my theory was anyway, so how could you know? But what you're being told is that you should probably, you could speed up the shrinking the nodules by testing for certain kinds of fasts with juice, and also doing like raw food fast and possibly a water fast, different things at different times. And I'm not going to go any farther. Well, all right, wait, no, close your eyes again and let's test some more things. This is fun. Okay. Here's one. Test. See if you get what you get on this one.
Yes.
Okay. That one is called live cell treatment. And the one we know about is $4,500, and you have to go to Mexico to do it. But you know, I think what you're testing is that generally, like you're testing things to do for anti-aging.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm getting, is that this is way beyond taking down thyroid nodules. You know, you may have cured the Hashimoto's thyroiditis. You now have to bring your thyroid back to normal, and that's going to take a lot of dietary and other kinds of adjustments. But also, it's just going to take things like fasting. Like for me, like I need to fast in order to repair. I can't just eat salmon and get vitamin D and repair myself. That works, but to really let my body rest makes it work way better.
Okay.
So we're talking about doing all these, and by the way, for a lot of people, these things are in conflict with each other. People don't get that you can do all these things together.
Oh, really? Okay.
A lot of people don't get that. See, okay, let me test one more.
Okay.
Anything?
I'm not getting anything.
Okay, let's test another one.
Yes.
Okay, what you're getting there, that's macrobiotic diet. You should.
Oh, we haven't talked about that.
You should study macrobiotics, because you're going to learn a lot of things you just would never learn any other way. You really ought to go on the web, read things, look up the 7 laws of macrobiotics on the web and see if it's there. Write that down. The 7 laws of macrobiotics.
All right.
But anyway, people need to understand that what we're doing here is we are using God's guidance to find what actions you're supposed to do, and a lot of these are physical actions like exercise, or what was one of the other ones? Acupuncture.
Yes.
You know, which isn't totally physical, but it's, you know, it's going to the, you know, you have to get yourself to the doctor, so that's physical, you know. Oh, there is a lesson on how to do your own psychic acupuncture with a spirit guide doctor.
Okay.
And it's, so we do psychic acupuncture, and I once cured a kidney problem with it years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it only took me 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I got in the car with a kidney pain, and 10 minutes later on my ride home I got out of the car without one. And I'd had the kidney pain for 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just wouldn't do anything about it. I was just letting it be there, you know, wouldn't do anything about it. We all have to understand that we're all lazy, and we all let ourselves stay sick, and we don't do anything about it. Me too, you know. I'm a B student, you know, or maybe even a C student, not an A student, you know, but I'm trying to strive to be better. Which when you're six...
But sometimes different pathologies might even kind of control you.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so that makes you be lazy or not want to, you know, makes your polarities reverse and different things. So
One of the ones that controls you is candida.
yeah. I was tested for it because I thought for sure that that was one of my things, and I got no, I didn't have it. So I was relieved because I know that's a really hard thing to cure.
Well, you also don't look like you have it.
Oh, really?
And I tested that you don't have
Sure.
too many. You don't have too many problems with it. At least what you're eating is keeping it down. Also, you can keep it down with exercise and so on.
Oh, okay.
Well, good. So I think
Yeah.
that we've set a direction, a tone here in this movie, and you know, we'll get back soon and we'll see how you're doing again. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to stellar. You're going to be absolutely well.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
keep coming to meetings and share that with everybody.
Okay.
All right?
I will.
And we shall be seeing you.
All right. Thank you.
And that is our movie. Now I just want to say that if you want to speak to somebody, I would be available possibly, and also my outgoing message on my phone does give instructions about how to start if you haven't started yet. So, or you can just, you know, leave me a message and I'll get back to you. So please feel free to call me. I'd be happy to speak to you. And here's my number. It's 813-672-3419. And I hope you enjoyed this movie. And it's fine to call me up and just tell me how you felt about it.